Hi boys and girls, so in writing today we're going to just look through this literary essay as an example and talk through some of the key components that make it interesting and well done. So the theme, you'll notice just from even that first sentence, is being yourself, and how many times in the books that we read, finding your true self and being yourself can be a challenge that students overcome and continue to just be who they are. So what this student chose to do was they used a quote to just start their literary essay. Be yourself, everyone else is already taken. And then this is really where it starts with that power theme statement. So being yourself can sometimes be a difficult task when compared to or grouped with others. But in the end, it is usually the best way to go, to just be who you really are. Authors write stories and create plots that show the reader what change this simple thing can make. So that right here is some, in addition to like the power theme statement, this is a little background about the theme. So giving a couple sentences just describing the theme in your own words. This important lesson is shown through or shows through from characters in Wonder, Out of My Mind, and As Simple as It Seems. So this right here, hopefully we're noting it, I'm going to make it a different color because this is our thesis statement. Then, in Wonder, August suffers from a facial malformation which causes many kids to bully him. As the story goes on, August learns that his fun, kind, and smart personality will let him pull through. So this is background on Wonder. Here's some background info and how it connects to the theme for Out of My Mind. Melody and Out of My Mind is also struggling with a physical and mental disability and just tries to be who she really is. Lastly, As Simple as It Seems, main character Verbena learns this lesson the hard way when she tries to be someone totally different than who she is when the new neighbor moves right next to her. Her last choice is to be herself, as it takes lots of courage. So this is this student's background information. Make it purple. Background information. I'm just going to color this as like the power theme statement / information about the text. So just so we see the different components of her introduction. Then this final sentence is, all of these characters try being themselves and learn that it was a great decision, as they see new friendships, opportunities, and much more just by doing something so easy. So then this final piece is that conclusion statement, that if you're not going to put your thesis statement at the end of the paragraph, I want a conclusion statement to kind of wrap up what we're talking about. My final thing that I want to go through is her first support paragraph. So I want you to continue to work on your outlines and then go into composing your introduction paragraph. But I just want to mention some things about the student supporting paragraph. I'm also going to share this with you on Google Classroom so that you have it as a resource. So, one book that shows a character who is having a hard time being himself is in the intriguing story Wonder by R.J. Palacio. But August isn't just a normal fifth grader. He has a rare disease of facial deformity. As August is already having a hard time finding himself, he makes the decision to take on public school. To August, nothing is worse than kids judging him and giving him that stare, but he learns to deal with it. In the beginning, August thinks that his only choice is to be someone other than who he really is. So let's just pause. So this right here, we have our topic sentence. I'm going to make that green. I don't know. Let's go blue again. So topic sentence. Then we're doing some background information, just kind of setting up the story. I think that's here. And then what happens after she sets up the story, gives some background information. This part is when she starts to give examples from the text in the sense of like summarizing what would happen, what went on, that leads into the theme of being himself. So in the beginning, August thinks his only choice is to be someone other than who he really is. As the story goes on, August has to face the fact that this is not getting him anywhere, and many problems are stirred up, especially with his friends. So this is like starting to give examples from the text. And then she quotes. So here I'm going to just put this in a different color. Okay, so I get to wear a mask. One example from the story is when the text states, good transitional phrase. One example in addition to when the text states, I get to wear a mask. I get to go around like every other kid with a mask, and nobody thinks I look weird. So we all probably remember what this part is from. And what she does is after she quotes it, she summarizes it in her own words. So this statement shows a lot about August because instead of being himself, he looks forward to Halloween so he can cover up who he really is. So again, that's her first example of how August struggled with accepting himself. And then what she does next, and you can even read it independently, is she talks about how August then learns that being himself is most important and makes like a transition into being himself. And she uses something from Summer's perspective. And then this right here is her concluding sentence. Okay, so you can kind of see the components here. Really, it's our introduction, sentence, background about the book. Then we have our first example with a quote, and the quote is sandwiched between like a setup and then an explanation. And then another example with a quote, and then a conclusion paragraph. So that would be a really strong supporting paragraph that's proving the theme. All right, so today I do want you to work a little bit on your literary essays, continuing to work on our outline, and then get into drafting if you can. But take your time with that outlining and finding those pages with the quotes on it, because it really does make drafting much easier. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.